Hi.
Hi.
Thank you for taking a few minutes to talk with us about your time playing rugby at Norwich.
Sure.
If you don't mind starting by just introducing yourself and what years you played and what position.
Yep. I'm Laura Owings now. Back then I was Lora Tonne. I was class of 96. I played rugby my freshman and sophomore year and part of my junior year. So 92, 93, 93, 94, part of 94. And then my academics kind of got in the way.
Oh, what the heck?
I know. And then on the team I think I played everything in the scrum except the hooker, but I
Ah,
mostly played forward at first and then prop. So yeah, yeah.
and yeah, okay, good. So how did you start playing rugby? Who got you into playing or what got you into playing?
Yeah. So I remember like during Rook Week or maybe right after Rook Week, like all the rooks went to the armory to go and like see all the clubs had all their tables set up and you
Okay.
could go around and meet and greet and find different organizations or clubs that you wanted to belong to.
Hmm.
And I went around and looked at everything, and my roommate was Dizzy Zelak, and she was like over the top enthusiastic about joining rugby. And she wouldn't like
Surprise,
stop
surprise.
she wouldn't stop talking about it to me. I mean, as soon as we went down there, we were back in our room. She's like, "You're joining rugby, right?" And I'm like, "I don't even know if I went to the rugby table because I didn't know what it was." And she was just, oh, so enthusiastic. And she's like, "You have to join, like, come on, what else are you gonna do?" I'm just, and so finally I was like,
That's my
okay.
girl.
I know. I was like, all right, I'll go. And then she said to me, she said, and the practices are off campus. We get to go to Vermont College and go. And I was like, oh, that sounds great.
Yes, it did.
And yeah, that first year we were at Vermont College, and I was like, yeah, anything, the ride up to Montpelier and back and just not being on campus, that sounded amazing. And I like
Yes,
playing
yes, yes.
sports. So I'd always played sports in high school. So I was like, all right, I'll give it a try.
I'm very similar. My reason for starting to play rugby is same. I mean, it was we saw a flyer and it was go to VC and play women's rugby, and we're like, women's what? Who cares? Let's go.
Yeah.
Any nutrient.
Yeah.
Get on that
Yeah.
bus, 20 minutes away from Cadre, there, 20 minutes back. Yes.
I know. And sometimes we get back a little bit late. You'd miss like your evening smoke session or at least part of it. I mean, it was great. It was like, yeah, so that's it. And then
Yes, yes, yes.
I remember meeting you and Kate.
There's you and your girl right there.
Yeah.
I
I
found
met
that
you.
one.
Yeah. So,
You remember
I-
meeting me and Kate? Sorry.
yeah, I remember meeting you and Kate right away and the rest of the team. And it just, as soon as we started practicing over there, it was just, so supportive, and just, you guys were always there for us. On campus. I remember like you would stop us sometimes, while we're squaring around campus and, just say something, make us laugh or whatever. And, it's just like you were our people. Um,
That's cool.
yeah, so I kept playing. And yeah, I can't imagine going through Rookdom without it, because that made everything better.
Well, that's so awesome to hear.
Yeah.
Don't remember that at all, but that's not surprising. I don't remember a lot.
No, but that's how you were, and that's how Kate was too. And a lot, even like a lot of the upperclassmen civilian players, I remember, they'd always stop and talk to us if they saw us or whatever. It just made us feel like we weren't so isolated.
Hmm, that's sweet.
It is sweet. It is sweet.
So it was you, it was Dizzy, Trish, and Sue Gold.
And Sue Gold and Kate Moskal AWOL was with us the first few weeks of Rookdom until she went AWOL. Um,
Wait,
and
is that
then
how she got her name?
yeah,
I was
yeah,
thinking about that today. I don't remember. What happened there? Oh, she took off?
yeah, she took off.
But she
I
was a
guess
90-day wonder, right?
she was a 90-day wonder and she's a legacy. Her dad went, right? I think.
Or a grandfather, one of them, yeah,
Yeah, something like that. And
or both.
yeah, and so she was my rook buddy for the first few weeks. And then I don't know the whole reason why she left, but it seemed like there was a lot of pressure on her and she took off and was gone, what, a day or two or something. And and then she came back, but typical Norwich, like if something like that happens, it kind of move you. So then I think she went to hotel after that.
Okay, okay.
And that's when everyone, she was on the team already, and then she came back, and then everyone started calling her AWOL, of course.
I am so glad you mentioned that because I have been wondering.
Yeah.
Now I have a vague memory of her leaving.
Yeah,
Huh.
it was, yeah, I don't think I ever talked to her about it exactly. I don't know. She was kind of, I don't know, a little bit closed about some of those kinds of
Yeah, she
things.
was for sure.
Yeah,
And I
super
often wonder
emotional.
if
Yeah.
that led to eventually her taking her own life because she didn't always come right out and share, you know.
Yeah, no, I think that was kind of in her nature that, there was stuff going on inside and she didn't always bring it out. I don't know.
Are there any memories of, I didn't prep you for this at all, but are there any memories of Kate that you want to share without crying?
I don't know if there's anything like specific. She just always had that, I don't know if I could do the Sharon.
I hear you. I'm gonna move right on because I can't either. Started it earlier with somebody else and I got choked up too. It's a
Yeah.
loss, that's for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so Dizzy got you playing rugby, and then so is there anything specific, any specific event from rugby that you fall back on sometimes when things are hard for you, or lessons that you learned that you carry with you? Um, or if not, then anybody specific that's stuck with you since our time at Norwich?
Yeah, I think my comments are a little bit general, but when you told me you were going to ask this, I was like, definitely rugby taught me a lot about, camaraderie and like teamwork, but also really like the strength of female friendships and the need for those friendships throughout your
Sure.
life. Um, 'Cause that really, I'm not even emotional, but now you got me talking about Kate, and now I feel really emotional. I'm
I
sorry.
know, I'm sorry.
It's all right. If my kids saw this, they'd be like, Mom, you're crying. But anyways, no, it's just like you guys were really there for us when we were freshmen, and
Yeah,
then like the cycle continued. Like we were there for younger, freshmen that came in, or I remember just it was just a real bonding thing. Whether you were core or civilian, it didn't, maybe it mattered a little bit that first year, because Norwich was going through those transitions.
right.
But after that, I think that really melted away.
I agree. I agree.
It
There was
it
some
didn't,
friction in the beginning, but you're right. It kind of went
yeah,
away.
yeah. And then a little bit I think about too, I think during that first season, maybe into the second season, when we did have some struggles with like team leadership and then the whole coaching issues and stuff. Um, I think about that a little bit, and I think those incidents and how we handled them and just living through them, I think they did help, just like other things at Norwich, other incidents, they just really helped form my own leadership style and things to think about when approaching difficult changes in leadership and stuff like that. That makes sense.
It does. There were some things that went on when I was gone my junior year, which would have been your sophomore year.
Yeah,
Um,
that's right.
some,
You were gone.
and then I came back and team was in trouble, but we
Yeah.
moved on. We got through it.
No, no, we definitely did. And, that's what I think my takeaway is that, nothing is like forever, and it's not, the temporary thing you're going through, um, won't be there another 6 months or a
Right.
year.
It'll be gone. Something else will come up
Yeah.
for sure. And so what about your when you first started playing rugby, were you Did you like it? Did you love it? Did you understand what you were doing? I sure didn't.
No, no, that's what I was gonna talk about. I remember like going out there. I mean, I just was glad to be off campus, but I liked playing sports. I liked being a part of a team. That was something I was familiar with. And just those first weeks of practice and nothing made sense. It was a whole different language, like all these words, all these positions. None of it made sense to me. You know, we didn't have access to YouTube. I couldn't watch like a game.
Right.
We had to just go with what we had. We didn't have enough to really people to scrimmage each other.
Nope.
So it was really just sort of us, learning this is what you do and this is how you do it. And all of us, I think freshmen were like nodding, okay, yeah. And then
Mm.
everyone kept saying, like, you'll get it once you play the game. I'm like, all right. So I remember my very first game. I don't know where it was, what day it was. I remember it was hot. It was a really beautiful pitch. Like it was kind of up on a hill somewhere.
Hmm.
Beautiful day. It was hot though. We wore those like long sleeve, old fashioned rugby shirts, heavy twill things. And I was just like, oh gosh. Um, and I still like had no clue. I was just sitting there watching, the first part of the game, all you upperclassmen doing your thing. I'm like, yeah, no, don't get this at all. And then I started getting scared because they're like, everyone's gonna play, I think Brian was our coach at the time. He's like,
Yep.
yeah, everyone's gonna play. And I'm like, God,
Hmm.
no, I
Poor
don't want
Brian.
to. I don't know. I don't know what to do. And then like he was yelling and the team captains are always yelling back and forth, yelling at everyone to do things. Again, it was like a foreign language. I was like, I don't know what's going on. And then I was in the scrum. I was going to play second row. And I remember Jessie, she was playing hooker and Elsie was playing prop.
Yep.
And she just looked at me and I was like, I was gonna go in. She's like, I promise once you go in, you'll understand. Just remember to put your head right between me and Elsie. And then once we were in, it did start to make sense. Everyone was right. It started to come together. I just remember, the whole time Jesse's like screaming at me, hold me tighter,
Yes, yes,
tighter.
yes.
You
Oh
know,
my
you-
God, yes.
she had like that
Ah,
very like New York high-pitched voice, but it was so strong and
and passionate. Yep.
yeah, and and Elsie too was like, yelling at me to just hold tighter. And and then it really did. It started to come together then, just like everyone said, it started to come together, just like the elegance of the plays and how the ball moves and like, just once you get into that mode and you're doing, you're playing correctly, it's just like
Hmm.
it was pretty magical, really, because then it all starts to click. Oh, that's what that person really does. That's what that position does. It just how integral every piece of the puzzle on the rugby pitch is. It was yeah. And I don't
Well,
remember if we lost or won or I don't know, but I do remember the post-game party.
I was just gonna say, I'm sure there was a drink up.
Yeah, and being like a rook, I was like, oh my gosh, this is real college life. You know, I get a taste of real college. I don't know if it is or not, because obviously I never went to real college, but
Right, right.
seemed like it then. Yeah, and the songs, I still remember the songs, like certain ones, like they just come back to me. I'll just be like in the car and humming them or whatever. Or
Hmm.
one time my husband we were getting ready to go on a trip. I'll get in the car. He's like, is everybody ready? And I said, oh, you bet your ass we are. And he looked at me, he's like, what in the world are you saying? I'm like, oh, it's a rugby thing. We just, and my kids were like, what? I didn't
Yeah, but
explain.
you're lucky because he went to Norwich, so
He did. He
kind of
wasn't,
sort of got it.
yeah, he did. My kids, though, that's not a side that they know of.
No, God, no, 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 no. You're right. Mine
Yeah.
neither. We went up one time. I don't know, like I guess for our 25th. So it was 5 years ago. They would have
Yeah.
been like 12 and 13. And my daughter saw this whole different side of her mom that she did not even know existed. And after that, she's like, "You did what?" Yeah, see,
Yeah,
I had a life before you, kid. I was actually fun.
I know,
Yeah,
I know. Yeah, yeah, my kids would be pretty surprised. That's why I'm interested in my oldest daughter going. She might, she hears little bits of stories here and
sure.
there, but I don't think she, she doesn't know yet. But she'll have her own experiences, and then she'll be like, "Oh my gosh, what did
Yeah.
you do here, Mom?"
Oh boy, that'll be interesting to compare one day.
Yeah, yeah.
Huh.
So
So, all right, you just spoke a lot about memories, and that's awesome. Is there a different any one particular memory that sticks out for you?
a different memory.
Like anything specific you want to share?
No, I guess nothing really specific that, there's a lot of fuzzy little bits and pieces, different
Sure.
drink ups, different times we got together with the guys team, but they're like, I can't think of like a specific like story around it. Um,
There was a lot of times that we did a lot with the guys. Like they helped us out a lot too in the beginning,
yeah, yeah.
showing us how to do different um, plays, etc. And then sometimes I'll get confused and think somebody was a rugger and they're like, "I never played rugby." And I'm like, "What? Of course you did." And it's like, "Oh wait, no, you never played rugby. Whoops, okay. Which one you did, dude?" But all right. Guess it was one too many cake stands there, pal.
Well, they might have hung out. I mean, the rugby team was pretty popular. Like even my
Yes.
husband, he never played, but he did go to a lot of games or a lot of matches and watch and, participate in cheering on. So
You're right. There were a lot of people that did that.
yeah.
A lot of people that you thought played when it turns out they're like, nope, just here for the fun.
Yeah, yeah, that's okay too. Um,
Is there anything else you want to add?
no, I don't think so. Can't think of
Well,
anything specific.
it was definitely an experience. It's definitely changed now since they're NCAA and it's actually a team, not a club. But
Yeah,
it's important, I think, that we all tell our stories and share how it was for us so that they can look back and know, where they came from.
yeah, no, I agree. It's yeah, it was a lot different then. I mean, I'm really proud of where they are now. That's amazing, to have
For
that
sure.
now and to have that recognition for them. That's great. Like, I couldn't be more proud of them.
Yeah, it's awesome. I'm excited to go up. You're going to go up for the 40th, right?
I'm gonna try.
Come on, you're right there.
I know, I know. But it's like I have three other kids and Virginia's gonna be there, but so we gotta do the parents' weekend and like it's like I just I mean we might go up like at least one day,
Good.
maybe that day, but it's hard to give up like a whole weekend when our other kids have stuff
Sure,
going
sure,
on
sure,
too.
sure.
Um
It's understandable.
so we're gonna try and plus like what year? It's like
It's
class
not
of
your
no, it's
96.
not mine. So it's like
94.
94, yeah. So, I have a lot of friends. I know some people that are going up for that, Of course, when it's their like reunion year, I don't get to hang out with them that much, but it'd be
Right.
good to see some of them.
Sure.
So
Well, I'll be up
maybe
there.
I'm gonna try. We still have to kind of work all the details out.
Sure. I'll look for you.
Yeah, I'll look for you
Well,
too.
thank you so much for taking the time to chat.
Yeah,
I
yeah, it was
appreciate
good to
it.
talk. Good
You
to
too.
catch up. If you guys come to Maine, seriously, just send me a
I will.
message
I
and
absolutely will.
I'll
Thanks,
find
Laura.
you a place to stay. All
Awesome.
right. All right. Great.
Thanks. Talk
All
to you
right. Talk
soon.
to you later.
Bye.
Bye.